guys, what's up? This is Roxbox90 again. I haven't done a deck tech in a little while, and I built this one a week and a half ago, whatever. And I kind of wanted to share with you all and see what you think, and maybe you can give me some feedback on it, some ideas to kind of work with it. I think it works pretty well, but of course, any advice is always helpful. So basically, this is a blue-black Infect control. I kind of tried to keep it focused on the earlier game winning. I wanted it to win by turn 6 if it could, maybe turn 7 or 8 latest. I don't want to prolong the game with this deck. It just doesn't have enough to deal with late game stuff. Such as if someone runs a Blight Steal and gets it out turn 6 or 7, it starts getting a bit rough. So, I guess I'll start with the land base. So I run 8 islands and I think 10 swamps. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 swamps. The reason for this is obviously just because of balance. I have more black and 2 black cards than I do blue. And then I have 3 Drowned Catacombs to kind of help out. The forest is a Drowned Catacomb. It's just in the mail, so I don't have it yet. But that is a Drowned Catacomb. So then what I did is in terms of counterspell, obviously blue is control. I did 3 Mana Leak and 3 Corrupted Resolve. I didn't really want to do Negate because it's an early deck, and I find that if you have something like a Blight Steal or other creature spells, you kind of have to be more concerned with those. And in a Infect deck, the Corrupted Resolve is just incredible. So those 2 I find are enough counterspell use usually. So if you have any thoughts about that, though, you can always let me know, but I think those are enough counter. In terms of creature removal, I only run 3 Dismember right now because I couldn't really find room for the 4th, although the 4th is in the sideboard. When I show the sideboard, I'll explain why I put what I did there. But 3 Dismember usually is enough to get 1 for when I need it, and yeah, Dismember is incredible. And then 3 go for the Throats. I had a 4th in for a while. It didn't really matter, and I couldn't find room for other stuff, so 3 go for the Throats it is. In terms of creatures, I actually only have 12 creatures in the whole deck. I have 4 Phyrexian Vat Mothers, 4 Phyrexian Crusaders, and 4 Plague Stingers. Plague Stinger, the reason I chose it over the Agent, the unblockable Blight Agent I think it's called, is because that guy has unblockable, but you kind of have to worry about Squadron Hawks in any time you play, and the Plague Stinger against other decks, aggro decks particularly, is basically unblockable, and it is able to block the Squadron Hawks with Infect, so it usually kills them, which is good. So I think they're pretty good. Phyrexian Crusader is kind of the next ramp, as you go 2 Plague Stinger, 3 Crusader. So Crusaders are just, yeah, that's it, they're staple, and they're really, really useful. They've won me a bunch of games, and they're really great. And the Vat Mother is really underrated. I find she's so scary when she's out because of the Infect. She doesn't pass the Dismember test, but I find that her 4/5 is such a punch that if one of them gets through, it's already running into game over for the person. And if it doesn't, it can also kill a lot of small guys just by its 4 Infect damage. So I think that they're a really nice powerhouse. And you can get them out turn 4, then on turn 4 or 5, usually most people won't have enough to deal with them and their power. So they're pretty good. And that's all the creatures I run, because as a control deck, I find you really don't need more than this in a deck that's trying to win early game. Then in terms of boosting, I have Vampire Bites. Two reasons they're in there. One is they boost up, obviously. They're like giant growth for a blue-black Infect. And they also, if I really need to, turn 4 or 5, they can also give me back a bunch of needed life when I'm fighting against regular non-Infect decks. So I think they're very helpful. Then I have for foreseeing stuff, I have Gitaxian Probe, which is obviously important before. I don't want to drop a Plague Stinger into Crusader into Vat Mother unless I know that he's not going to be playing things that I need to counter. So it's really helpful to have. The paying 2 life is really good too, because as an Infect deck that's trying to win early, you don't really have to worry about losing 2 life. And it lets you draw a card, which of course is an accelerator, so it's really, really, besides for being an amazing card, it works really well in this deck, I think. Then I have 3 Ponders, one's foil, yay. Ponder, I don't like it as much as Preordain, even though it lets you look at the top 3 because it doesn't let you scry, so you can't put anything on the bottom, which is why I only have 3. But otherwise, I think they're almost as good, and for this sort of deck that needs a lot of draw and foreshadow, I think they're really good. And then obviously 4 Preordains. I don't know what's going to happen when things start rotating out, but right now, this deck I believe is fully standard and works really well. So Preordains are staple and really useful in this deck, particularly because you want to keep moving things you don't need to the bottom and get what you need. And then kind of, this is almost like an endgame card, but these are kind of nice backup. These are, no, I'm not going to bother picking anything up, I'm just going to zoom. These are Mimic Vats. I put 2 in for now. I might take them out or put them back in. Or keep them in. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm definitely not putting more than 2. But the 2 of them together, they let you play. They're a security, again, if you lose a Vat Mother. And if someone happens to play a larger creature because of ramp, like a Primeval Titan, to steal that from them, from the Mimic Vat, is really unbelievable. And it worse comes to worse, you can play a Vat Mother with haste for 3 during your turn to help you attack, and that's of course very useful. So that's the main deck, and then my poison counters. That's kind of the way it works. It's pretty straightforward as decks go. The real thing is just constantly playing it and testing it out and balancing it, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty solid. I'm pretty sure it's solid as it is. Yeah, let me know what you think. Sideboard wise, I put in the 4th Dismember in case I'm up against a deck that runs smaller stuff. I can put it in. Also against a Blightsteel deck where I want to kill things that aren't artifacts. I'll put it in over a Go for the Throat, for example. Then I use 2 Plaguemore, possibly for ramp if I need to. If I'm playing against an equally strong ramp deck, I might put them in to kind of help along the ramp of getting my Vat Mother out and Crusaders out. Then I have 4 Doomblades. Same sort of thing. I could take Go for the Throats out for them, or Dismembers, depending on the type of deck I'm playing against. So they're nice to have handy. My 4th Vampire Bite, 4th Ataxian Probe, 4th Ponder, because I can switch based on what I need in any given time for them. I have 2 Ichor Rats. They can come in instead of, say, Mimic Vats, if you find that you're playing against a deck that needs to get creatures down quick, or they also so you want to use them for that. The other thing they do is that they ensure that Corruptive Resolve can go off, because when they come into play, each player gets a poison counter, so then Corruptive Resolve is automatically guaranteed to be played off. And then 2 Empty Sleeves here. I'm waiting possibly to get 2 Skitherix. They're a little bit expensive given that they cost 5, and on a mana curve for this deck I want to be winning already, but I'd like to have them at least in the sideboard, and I might try to fit them in here somehow, although I don't know how. If anybody could give me advice of what they think should come out and how to do it, I'd appreciate it. And that is my blue-black control Infect. Let me know what you think about it, rate, comment, subscribe, and always happy to hear from you. Thanks.